Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Amma ba'da, habati fillah. Often when we're speaking, just as human beings in communication, there's so much room for misunderstanding and misinterpretation. And so often do people speak about others without tathabbut, without affirming what the person said, or by changing the meaning, or by misinterpreting what was said. And so this is why it's imperative that us, as Tawalib al-Ilm, that we're striving to just be students of knowledge. We just want to embark on the beginning paths, and that's myself included. That's why I said we. That we need to be very careful about how we interpret what people say and how we misinterpret, or we allege, or we believe, or we infer about what someone means. Because we live in a time of so much misconceptions, of so many misconceptions. And I'll give you one example. Actually, just from a few discussions from people who don't even, who are my colleagues from a long time ago. Some I know from Damaj. I mean, we've known each other for years. They were students of Sheikh Muqbil. But it seems that a lot of people, they get misconceptions about what is being articulated. Sometimes, people can miss the point. And that's why it really is an excellent lesson for us, that we have to be patient with one another. وَتَوَصُوا بِالْحَقِّ وَتَوَصُوا بِالصَّبْرِ. That's really a lesson in patience, that we have to be patient, because sometimes we often misinterpret or miscommunicate and misunderstand what another is saying. And then we draw conclusions, we make inferences, and it destroys relationships. In fact, even marriages suffer from that. Marriages, relationships of all types that people misinterpret. And I've seen countless times where the scholars, countless times, that someone will ask a question that was completely detailed, intricately by the sheikh, and you wonder, was this person even in the lecture? Were they even in the dars? How could they ask something like that? And the sheikh just spent 30 minutes on that mas'ala alone. So you find that people can easily misinterpret. And this is why when we look at the science of hadith, look at how intricate and detailed that is about the ruwat and the narrators. But we are a people who is so easy to speak about others, or to infer, or misinterpret. So even from the little work that I've done, from someone who hasn't heard anything that I've done about it, but just from limited discussions or a few comments, assumes that I am a supporter of the Black Lives Movement, and the homosexuals. All kind of issues came up that had nothing to do with anything that I've been speaking about. And so the point is, Ahabati Fillah, is we've got to have husn al-dhan for one another. We got to have a positive look for one another, and we need to clarify. Sometimes it doesn't hurt to clarify. Say, Akhi, I misunderstood you, or I thought that you were saying this, instead of jumping to conclusions and some of the other problems that happens due to this. So it's very important that we begin to have this husn al-dhan for each other, a positive outlook. And this is all of us. I'm reprimanding myself first and foremost before my brothers and sisters, but it's just a reminder that we need to be cautious and tathabbat, especially when it comes to spreading things. And let me give you there's countless examples, that real world examples we can think of, especially now in this day of cut and paste and so forth. How many people have made allegations against du'at and mashayikh and stuff like that? And this happens sometimes at the highest level by Allah. I've seen it. I have books I can show you right now where certain mashayikh were told things by other students, and so now it's in print, and they speak ill about one of their own brothers from Ahl Sunnah that are mashayikh, hating other mashayikh, falling out with other mashayikh, believing that they're the ru'us of bid'ah from other mashayikh, only because everything was transferred as far as speech from people who they believe are thiqat, who they believe are trustworthy, when in fact some of those people are evil, and some of those people are carriers of namima. In fact, that is almost the istilah, the perfect definition of a carrier of namima. If we look at what some of the scholars mention when they speak about the term namima, that they refer to carrying a tale throughout the community in a manner to spread evil. And isn't that what someone does when they cut and paste someone's video and say, hey, this person is refuting so-and-so, or this person said this, which means this? How many people, how many clips, how many times are we going to continue to be deceived? And then we eat that stuff up and we spread it. Oh, this is what I heard about so-and-so. Next thing you know, they'll be saying, yeah, so-and-so is a homosexual. They won't say it'll gone from Black Lives Matter to a supporter of homosexuality to the next thing you know, so-and-so is a homosexual. And I'm telling you, this is not far-fetched. Be careful, ahabati fillah. Let's watch what we spread. Let's watch what we gain as knowledge. Let's be careful and make tathabbat. Wa sallallahu wa sallam ala nabiyyina Muhammad.